Hi folks, Mike Jameson here. Today I'd like to share with you my studio on a budget. You can get good quality sounds, good quality music on a small budget. So I'd like to share with you the equipment that I use, the space that I have, different bass dampening techniques that I use, what I use for speakers and different other things. And I can leave a description in the links below for you to click on to actually get this equipment for yourself. If you are interested in starting your own recording studio, this would be a great place to start. And don't forget folks, to support me by subscribing to my channel and smashing that like button. Thank you. Let's get started. Now the first thing you will need is a computer. Not just any computer. I'm talking about a computer that has at least an i5 processor. You have i5, i7s, even i10s. The higher the number, the faster the processing speed. You're going to need at least an i5 processor to process all your DAWs. And what I mean by DAWs is the digital audio workstation that you will need to mix all your music and have it come out sounding great. The next thing that you will need is what is called the interface. What this does, it allows you to record instruments through your computer system and through the digital audio workstation. Here's one that I have. It is called a Focusrite Scarlett 2i2. These are fairly cheap through Amazon. They're really budget friendly and they work great. Okay, moving right along. Now, this is a preference. This could be your own preference on mixers. Now, I use the Studio Live PreSonus mixer. I also have other mixers that I use, and the reason I do this is if I have other musicians that are in my studio, I'd like to play a live version with all of our instruments mixed together. Then that way I can pick out which instruments to either add effects to or different tweaks to different instruments, and also vocals. The other mixer that I use is called a Pile Pro PMX U6 BBT. It's a 6-channel wireless Bluetooth studio mixer. This mixer is very user-friendly and you can hook it up via USB. Next on the list is the MIDI keyboard. What this does is it sends digital information to your digital audio workstation and then through the speakers. The one that I use is called the Nectar Impact LX25. This keyboard is excellent. This also gives you drum maps where you can write your own percussion. You can have the bass drum, snare drum, any kind of cymbals that you would like, and other different effects. This also allows you to write piano lines in your music. You can get any sound unlimited on this system. Grab yourself a good pair of headphones, folks. And the reason for this is because you want to hear everything, every single detail of any sound that you're recording, whether it be an instrument, whether it be any sound effects of any kind, and to also distinguish if you are panning from left to right or putting anything in stereo. It makes it sound a lot better, and it encloses everything like it's enclosing everything into your head. You can hear a lot better, and you can hear with a lot of details. What I use a Tascam TH03. These headphones are very comfortable and they are budget friendly. Get yourself a pair. You are going to need a good quality set of studio speakers. The speakers that I use in my studio are called Mackie. They're made by Mackie. They are crisp. They have a good bass sound, and you can pick up a lot that you would pick up on a set of good headphones. These speakers have a high tolerance to sound, which means you could have a high volume, yet you wouldn't need to use too much compression to get a clear sound. They are very good quality speakers. Acoustics are a very important part for your home studio. I use what's called bass dampening foam, also called bass traps. Here's some I have on my ceiling. I have a thin see-through black cover over the dampening foam so the sound can travel through and the dampening foam soaks up the bass. You would not want a square room with solid surfaces that sound can bounce off of every wall and become mixed. If you're a guitar player, you're going to need a guitar amplifier. In this section, I'm going to talk about what I use for amplifiers. The first one I use is a PV Trans-Tube Bandit 112. This amplifier is very powerful. It is crisp, clean, and sounds great. You can also get a good bass low end on this amplifier. Let's talk about the space that I use in my home studio. My studio is roughly 11 by 14 feet. It's plenty of room for me to place all my equipment, to sit comfortably and work in a clockwise direction from my computer, my MIDI controller, my DAW, my mixers, and then to the final mastering. And if you're a guitar player, you're going to need some guitars. You probably want a variety of them because different guitars have different feeling and different sound. Here is a collection of some of the guitars that I use in my recording studio. Now, there are other things that you will need, such as microphones, cables, different adapters for the cables, and speaker wire, things like that. I will leave a note in the description of how you can get those things and the different cables that I use. Oh, and hey, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, help me out a little bit, and smash that like button. I'm Mike Jameson, and thank you for watching.